This is the Said No One Ever podcast.
A podcast about things you never knew you wanted to hear about.
I'm Ian Bennett.
And I'm Martin Moore.
Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Said No One Ever podcast. I'm Martin Moore. Sitting across from me is my guy, our other host, my good friend, Ian Bennett.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. It's been great, man. 2021 is back in full effect. We're in the studio. We're doing work. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling live.
Getting at it. It's a hot vac summer, dude. And we're here in the flesh, in person, just chopping it up on the mic.
You know what's funny? I don't even care it's so hot. People are complaining, and I'm just melting in it, and I love it. Everyone's like, oh, we're outside. It's so hot. I can't. I love it. Dude, I'm embracing it.
I got the worst sunburn this weekend. I went down to Bradford Beach Tiki Bar.
Dude, I saw you.
And it is not good. I'm going to be honest, it's not good.
I was going to call you Martin the Lobster, but I was just like, dang, you got red.
I did. I got roasted.
You know what's funny, though? I got a nickname for you. Okay? What? So I remember how we talked about, dude, I got it. And I don't know, I don't know if you're gonna like it, but I really don't care because I like it. Okay? It's gonna be Martin Moore, aka Houdini.
Ooh, because I used to be a magician.
Dude, you were moving, dude. Everyone's like, this guy, and it was my friend that brought it to me, so I gotta give him a shout out later. But he's like, this guy's everywhere. This guy's like Houdini. And I'm like, you know what? I love it. Done.
That works. And I can escape too out of tricky situations.
Anywhere, yeah, definitely you can. But today, man, we have an exciting guest. This is my first time meeting him. His energy when I first saw him, it when you can feel someone's aura?
Oh, sure.
It was just, dude, it's toxic. It's awesome.
You could feel him before he even walked in the door.
Yeah, I'm like walking over and I'm like, dude, this guy got some swag. He's got some swag. He's cool. I love his energy. I love his vibe. I guess, does he need even an introduction, or do we have to give him a nice one, or what are we doing?
Let's just introduce him. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
I love it.
People of all ages. Sam Lister, welcome.
He's a good-looking dude, man.
He is a good-looking guy.
He's a good-looking guy, man. Jeez.
You guys are too. You're making
hot
me
back
blush.
summer up in the Said No One Ever podcast.
It's in the flesh.
Hey, man,
Excited to be here, guys. Though this is my first in-person podcast of 2021. I think I only did like one or two in 2022 or 2020. So
Gotcha.
Super excited to be here.
So you have not only are you on podcast, a guest on podcast, you have your own podcast too. Why don't you give that a shout out?
Yes.
We can do that, right?
We can.
That's not like dirty.
No, we're doing all this.
Tell people what's your podcast, what it is you do. Tell them about your company and just a little bit about you.
Yeah, so my podcast
You have 10 seconds.
Is the starting.
I'm just kidding.
Starting Blank podcast. My name is Sam Lister, Lister. Really anywhere on social. I run my own creative agency as well. So do a ton of video editing online. Have my whole company doing that ish, and really just love lifestyle entrepreneurship and just self-development in general. So it's kind of what I talk about. So I'm excited to be here.
Hell yeah, man. We're excited to have you.
Yeah, dude, it's a perfect guy to have on our topic.
For our first episode.
First episode, hustle porn. And guys, get your minds out of the gutter, okay? It's not that what we're talking about, all right? So don't go there, okay? Don't go there. Because I know, I think Martin was going to go there a little bit. But hustle porn, man, it's all about the hustle, right?
Grind.
It's the grind. It's the feeling. It's moving around.
Do more.
Big question.
Yes.
And this is for both of you. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
Well, first let's tell people what hustle porn
porn
really is first.
So you're going to break the definition down.
Let's break the definition down really quick.
I love it.
Basically, hustle porn is like the glorification of being a workaholic. It's almost like the fetishization of entrepreneurship, overworking yourself, just being busy all the time, and then posting that on social media and just obsessing over being a workaholic. That's basically what hustle porn is.
I agree. I love that. So is that exactly? So is that man? Actually, after you said the definition, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. See, so I came across in air quotes. I'm going to do air quotes a lot on this show throughout all the episodes. In air quotes, hustle porn. I found it on this link or this Twitter profile called Best of LinkedIn. And basically what they do is they screen grab. Do you know this, Sam?
I think so.
Yeah, they screen grab basically hustle porn content from LinkedIn, and then they share it on there. And it's just crazy over the top stuff. They have this one thing called hashtag Made Up Kid Mondays, where people will say, my 6-year-old came into the bedroom the other day and jumped on the bed and asked me what the point of life was, and I explained to her that you got to work hard. All this stuff that this is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's basically just people that peddle hustling and grinding BS on social media. And so that's kind of how I became aware of, again in air quotes, the term hustle porn.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I guess to your question, and let's get into it. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Are the three of us guilty of it?
Yeah, because I see Sam now. I just glanced at his Instagram and all that stuff. He's a
working.
hustler. He's working, man.
He's working.
So what do you think, Sam?
It's funny because right now, and I'm super passionate about this topic because I fall into those traps. Right now, I'm trying to build the most efficient business I can and essentially fire myself and retire within like the next like year. Like that's my goal, and not have to work at all after this. So I've absolutely fallen guilty into this. When I got into entrepreneurship, probably in like 2017, 2018, I was working just ridiculous hours, and even before that, I was a pizza cook in the summer, and then in winter I designed snow parks. And my senior year of high school, between working and school and track and sports, I was probably putting in 110 hour weeks every single week. But I loved what I was doing. But when I got into entrepreneurship, that definitely carried over. And like, I do have a super insane work ethic. Like, I love working and just putting my head down and just making shit happen. But it came to a point at the end of 2019 that I was working so much, and like really like relationships around me was falling apart. My business wasn't growing as much, and I wasn't like super happy with myself. So that was really a turning point in my story at the end of 2019 going into 2020. And I'm like, I'm going to build a life that I fucking love. Like, it. I don't need to go out and work 80, 90, 100-hour weeks every week if I don't want to. And I think that's so dangerous that a lot of people, the Elon Musks and Gary V's, are put on a pedestal, and I love both of them. Gary was the reason why I started creating content. Elon is my favorite like inventor, entrepreneur of all time. But they both work 80, 90, 100-hour weeks every damn week.
Sleeping in the office, gaining tons of weight, mentally not there on Twitter.
Exactly. So it's like a lot of kids grow up seeing that, and it's like, oh, to be an entrepreneur, I need to work 80, 90, 100-hour weeks, when in reality, I love like the Tim Ferriss approach of like the 4-hour work week. How can you build a business that you're not enslaved to, and you can truly build freedom around your life? So that's kind of the mindset I have right now. If you love your work and love your job, and that's your passion, that's your hobby, then absolutely do it. I'm never one to say, hey, work less and don't work towards your dreams. But at the same time, I'm all for like, yo, if you can work 4 or 5 hours a week and still pay your bills and grow your business, that's what gets me excited right now.
That's awesome. So, Sam, how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21?
I am.
Whoa. Okay. So now.
Thanks for coming to the podcast.
Yeah.
There's not much more to say. You're a great guest.
I was like,
we'll see you next time.
21. I'm like, gosh, my kids might be older than him. No. But Sam, so I love that. So is it more calculated the way your approach is? You know what I'm saying? You're hustling, you're working, but it's a little more calculated from what I'm getting, which I love.
100%. Like when I first got into entrepreneurship, when I was like 17, 18, I directly equated my time and how much I worked to how many dollars I am making in the business. And as a result, I was not making a lot of money. But when I switched my mindset to, okay, if I can approach business from a systematized standpoint and build the team around me and systems around me to fire myself, that's how I'm going to grow the most. So if I can make money in my sleep, and if my company can grow while I do podcasts like this and just sit and do what I want to do, that's going to bring me more fulfillment than needing to put in 70, 80 hours a week. So definitely more systematized and just strategic on the way I approach business now. And I've definitely learned a lot. It's been a short, quick journey, but filled with a lot of depth and knowledge and good people.
That's awesome, man. Any heartaches along the run, like anything bad that stuck out where you're like, geez, I don't know why I did that, or I linked up with this guy, we weren't meshing well, and it kind of went sideways?
Yeah, it's funny because I look back and there's probably 7 or 8 like deals or like what would be partnerships that I was gonna go through with, and I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't go that direction.
Okay. Nice.
But you never know at that time, because like opportunities come in your life and you never know which is the right one, which is the wrong one.
Exactly.
And inherently there's no right or wrong one. There's just a decision to make, and then you can pivot and learn from that said decision. So there's a lot of times in my life where I have someone come in and they offer me a partnership, or hey, you want to start this company together? Hey, like how can I be be on board of your company. And I've definitely gone through my fair share of hiring and firing and everything. And that's the whole thing about being a business owner and entrepreneur. You need to just learn from those mistakes. But as far as like crazy punch in the face, kicked in the teeth type of things, I'm still pretty young. I'm so grateful for the life I've had, and started the company in my parents' bedroom. So I was just still living at home at the time. So I had super low expenses, and I was just able to hustle my face off, put all my money into my company, into my personal brand to make things happen, to eventually move out. So I've taken a very calculated, slow burn approach while moving as fast as possible with my situation. So again, as far as like heartaches or kicked in the teeth moments, it was just definitely at the end of like 2019 when I was just super burnt out.
Yeah.
Relationships around me were kind of falling apart. I wasn't doing things that made me happy. I wasn't snowboarding, which I love. I'm a big snowboarder. So like the year before that, I didn't snowboard at all. And I'm like, yo, this sucks. Like I'm working myself into a job that I can't escape. So that was really a big turning point for me of getting out of that and doing shit I love.
Nice.
See, that's what I like about you is you've always put in the work. You've done a really good job of kind of documenting your journey. But I've always said there's two kinds of people in this world. There's people that want it, and there's people that get it. And you're one of those kind of people that goes out and gets it. And I think, circling back to the whole hustle porn thing, I think there's people that want it, but they don't want to put the work in. And I think that's what I like about you, because of all the people that I've watched, I've seen a lot of people that kind of pretend like they're working and grinding, and they want it for the content. They're not really chasing the bigger picture, the bigger game. Where it is you do. So your content and your story and everything that you documented came off as so authentic. And I think that's what I've really enjoyed about you and, kind of our friendship that's grown over the years, because I've been the same way with my YouTube channel and everything that I've done to kind of get to where I am today. You put in the work, and, the content kind of comes later, where a lot of other people with the hustle porn stuff, it's content first. Like I want to show people how hard I'm grinding, and you're not working hard enough, and look at me winning. And they're just peddling a bunch of BS, but when you really get down to brass tacks, they haven't accomplished a damn thing, and they're not really doing anything.
Influencers and content creators have an 18-month window to capitalize on their opportunities.
Oh my gosh!
If they're just going for influence, brand deals, playing the influencer content creator game, 18 months.
That's good to know.
To capitalize on. So like that's why so many people get screwed out of this, because they hustle in air quotes without actually building something sustainable and
tangible
to them. That if their fleeting moment is up, then they're left with nothing. So I think that's why it's so important to actually build something that is valuable to other people and not just content or just influence.
Yeah, your content, I'm just scrolling through and stuff. Your content is legit, man. Like it's real, it's authentic. Because you get those other big guys, the big wigs that came from money, man. And it's easy to be an influencer like that. It's easy to say how you did it, but you came from money, man. You look like you started from the bottom and you rose up, and it looks real. It's authentic. Your content is not fluff, which I always use. Sometimes people got this content, I'm like, that's weak, man. That's not real, But your content, man, is legit, and I love that. Yeah, it's excellent, man. It's top notch, man. I like it. So do you get caught up with? I think is probably the biggest thing as a hustler. You're not putting. How can you change and put time into everything and not be real? You know what I'm saying? Because people are always like, well, you're doing 5 different things. Are you really passionate about it, or are you just looking for the money? But what do you think about that? Because I think you could do many things, right? Because I just don't like just one type of drink, right? I like sorts, right? But then we always catalog or generalize our workspace. But why? When you don't just drink water. I know you don't just drink water. No, I
definitely don't.
So that's what I'm saying. So, but people get so stereotyped, and they're like, oh, well, if you do this, you can only do that. You're passionate. How can you go do 3 other things and be passionate about it? And now they're like, oh, you're just doing it for the money. But it's not true, right?
No, like it comes down to intention. With anything in life, money, influence, social media following, whatever it comes down to. It comes down to attention. Like money doesn't make you a bad person. Influence and followers don't make you a bad person. Chances are, if that's how people look at you now that you have money or now that you have influence, you're already a bad person before that.
I like that.
Right.
Money and influence just exposes you. And that's it. So same with business ventures. Like, what are your intentions behind it? If it's just greed and money and
popularity,
then you're gonna get exposed in the long term.
Sam, I love that.
But what are your intentions behind it? Do you want to make impact? Do you want to be actually valuable to other people, and you want to change their lives? Then sure, then you can bring on as many things as you want. So it just comes down to I guess even like a give and take. It's less of a balance, because I think balance is BS. There's no balance in anything. No. Everything has some sort of opportunity cost. So pretty much just find alignment between your goals, your why. Like, why do you want to do this? And then reverse engineer whether it is business ventures, then reverse business ventures that fit that why and fit that narrative.
Yeah, you use balance. If everything's balanced, it's easy, man. There's nothing. No one's rocking the boat. If it's balanced, if you're balanced, you're good. Like that doesn't bring any excitement to me. I want to be unbalanced a little bit, a couple weeks, and then if I feel like I'm balanced again, then I'm gonna change it up again. Like I love that, because you're right. If you're balanced, you're safe, right? You're not really pushing the envelope. You're not trying new things, but you're balanced. Yep. I don't like balance.
So let me ask you guys a question, and this is kind of a deep question, Ian. For everyone who doesn't, well, I'm sure people know you because they're going to listen to this. I mean, you play indoor soccer. You've won tons of championships.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things. You have this podcast. You know how hard you've worked and the blood, sweat, and tears you've had to put in to get to where you are. Sam, you know how hard you've had to work to grow your business and your podcast and everything. And for me, I know what it took to go from working on cars for 20 years to having my YouTube channel and my job as a photographer and everything. Do you feel like, when you see or come across hustle porn and you see people who are being disingenuous and haven't done a damn thing or worked for it, do you feel like it devalues your hard work or your story? Like, does it ever get on your nerves when you see people winning through like bullshit content and they haven't put in the work and it's just it's a bunch of garbage? Like, does it ever make you angry when you see people figure out that cheat code and get popular and get clout and get notoriety and opportunities when deep down they haven't really deserved it or earned it?
You know what? It's funny because Sam touched on it.
That was a really long
I love
sentence.
it. No, but Sam touched on it. Like, even if however he did it, if he's a good guy or he's a bad guy. So I kind of cringe at it. But you know what? I'll just do it my way, and hopefully they'll see the message out, or they'll see the good out of it. Because, like you said, I worked so hard and all that stuff, but like, it's not my job to tell people that, right? It's your job to hopefully I influence you to be like, oh, this guy's a good dude, or if he's not, or whatever, to take their pieces on it. But for me, I just do my thing, man. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, if you think it's not genuine enough. But I think by the end of it, you'll see how genuine it is, by the work and because the hours I put in the sweat.
100%.
So I don't know if it's different for you, Sam.
Yeah. So as much as I would love, because like I'm siloed in like my own world. Like I do focus a lot on myself, my business. Like I try not to let outside factors influence me. But bro, I'm a 21-year-old on social media, and this is the game I play. I get so pissed off whenever I see a TikTok channel or something with one single video, no username, 3.7 million views, and 80,000 followers from one single video. I'm like, I put in so much time and effort and work into this that obviously, like, that's just a natural human reaction. Like,
100%.
Do I let that affect my day to day? I try not to, but again, I'd be lying if I would say that doesn't affect me at all, because it does. I'm like, damn, like, but it's also you can use that as fuel for inspiration to really let you know, like, you are one single video away from everything changing.
I've always said that. I got my job at Cost on a YouTube video that had 56 views. And so, like, whenever I do speaking engagements and stuff like that, people get, and you guys can attest to this, people get so caught up in the likes, in the views, in the followers. And it's like, you could blow up, or your business could get a deal off of your first view or your millionth view. And so you just don't know. And so you can't compare what you're doing to anyone else, because your story, where you want to be, where you've been, where you're going, is different than everyone else's. And it's hard. I've compared myself to other people and been like, how the hell can this stupid YouTube channel that is whatever, bunch of garbage, how can this be doing better than me? And it can be frustrating. But the thing is if you play the long game, I'm getting some hustle porn, you play the long game, time, and you just do you, focus on you, and the more time you spend focusing on you than what everyone else is doing, the better chances you have that you're going to win and get yours. And who gives a shit what everyone else is doing?
So so Sam,
easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. So Sam's and Martin, question for you guys: how do you deal with the negativity?
Ooh.
Like you post something and maybe someone goes hard on you. Especially you're 21 now, so now I'm gonna kind of, because I know some young kids, some young bucks, and they got a little swag because they're not afraid to, they could be bullies, social media bullies, because when you see them they'll be quiet. But what do you do with those guys that you put something up and they're like, Sam, yeah, right, you're capping, right?
Yep, it's your fucking mindset. Like, that's like, don't, obviously, like, this is a choice I'm making to put myself out there and put my story out there. And I understand that, like, that's not for everyone, nor should it be, nor is it for everyone. But it's a reflection of them. And that's what I try to tell everyone. Like, if someone is spending a minute out of their day to consume your content, maybe it's not the full thing, but sure, they're still watching you, and they spend time and energy leaving a negative comment on your post, thus boosting the engagement, boosting how many people see it, and so on. That's a reflection of them. That's not a reflection of you. If someone else is going to put negativity and hate out on what you're trying to do, that's not on you. So that's kind of the mindset I try to lead as much as possible and try to push that on other people. Like, yo, you did nothing wrong. Like, that's a reflection of them. And as hard as it is, it's hard to see someone or see negative reactions like that. They sting all the time. But again, if you make the decision to really put yourself out there, that's just a natural thing you'll need to come across.
It's a good spin on it. I love it. I love that spin. Young kids need to use that.
2 questions.
Ooh.
We'll go around all 3 of us.
I don't like your questions right now, man.
So the 2 questions are hustle porn. Are you guilty? Have you ever been guilty of it? Geez. And is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
That's the biggest thing. I mean, you know what I am? I think it's a good thing. I'm guilty of it. Will I stop, though? That's the problem now, right? Because, like, if you know something, I don't know. My kids are good. I'm there. My wife is all right, right? She's good. She probably would want more time with me, the kids. But I'm doing it to better their future. So I think I don't have a problem with it. I think
do you think not enough, and maybe this is a better question. Well, it's a question for both you guys. Do you think not enough people share the tribulations and the frustrations and the mental strain that goes into starting your own business or being an athlete or trying to do whatever it is that you're trying to do? Do you feel like that struggle and those failures and stuff are kind of like just pushed underneath the table, and people try to pretend like it doesn't exist and everything is perfect and this whole game is just easy? All you got to do is just work. All you got to do is just wake up at 4 a.m. and go to bed at 2 a.m. and you're winning. Do you think the failures and stuff like that and the mental problems should be shared more and celebrated isn't the word, but talked about and dove into and made aware of? It
should be real. Like, you're gonna have some good days. Let's be honest, and you're gonna have some bad days.
Like, I've had days where I just broke down crying because I was fucking exhausted. I felt like I was going nowhere. Exactly. I felt like I was going backwards. I felt like, God, if I don't post something 2 times a day on social media, I'm gonna be irrelevant after 48 hours. I feel like enough people don't share that.
Because I look at Sam and I'm like, this guy's a positive dude. But I'm saying, don't mess with this dude, because I think he would get mad. I think I'm a little different. I'll be like, man, move yourself. I don't have time for you. But I think Sam will get his blood boiling a little bit, and he'll let you have it, I think. And I like that about him. I think he's gonna have his ups, he's gonna have his downs, just like me. But I like it. I think it's all right if he gets mad, right? What's wrong with that?
100%.
Right? Yeah. If you show that.
Yeah, like, you need to let it fly sometimes. Like, that's it. Especially, like, I don't, like, even if you scroll all through every single one of my comments, all of the videos, like, there's not a lot of hate. I stay pretty neutral on my shit, and I push such a positive message that it's hard to.
It feels very unorthodox
because you're a hater, right? If they hate on that, they're hating.
Exactly.
Right?
It's like,
perfect,
bro. Do you promote hate? Like, why? Like,
it is fun to fuck with those people, though. Sometimes,
absolutely.
That's one of my favorite things.
That's when it comes to, like, if someone's coming, like, I've called people out on so many of their, like, insecurities of, like, yo, they leave a comment on my shit. I'll fucking fire back with try to tap into your insecurities.
Oh yeah.
To simply prove a point, and that's a super. I wouldn't recommend
you
that.
You give them clout too, though. You're helping them out, but
it's super dangerous to do that. You're kind of playing with fire in that sense. But it all comes down to, like, at the end of the day, how do you feel about yourself when you're by yourself.
Nice.
And like if that is good, if you feel good about yourself, if you can look in the mirror and say, yo, I'm proud of myself, then that helps so much deal with any hate or negativity or any outside influence, good or bad.
Yeah.
Like, people get such a high of social validation when it comes to, hey, I got 10,000 views on this video, I got 1,000 likes on this picture, blah blah blah, and they wrap
Give me a brand deal.
Yeah, exactly. They wrap their identity around those external factors, and it's so dangerous to do that. So I just like to wrap myself around like, yo, do I have an open mind? Am I a learner? And if the answer is yes, then that's all I can do.
Dude, I'm gonna hit you with a hard question, and I'm gonna hit you like, and some of the girls might be happy or mad. Do you have a girlfriend?
I do.
Oh, sorry, ladies. Hey, you got sorry.
Swipe left.
Hey, but you know his girlfriend's gonna be like, man, that Ian guy, he's a good dude. Right? I'm gonna get points, so that's perfect. So that leads into my next question. So you have a girlfriend. Does she sometimes like lose her mind on you because you're so positive in this content you put in? Like, is she like, dude, man, like, why, like, how are you so happy? Or does she just embrace it? Does she love it?
So we've been together since junior year of high school.
Oh
So
my
a few
gosh!
years.
Oh my gosh! Love at first sight,
years.
sweetheart. Oh my gosh! Gag me! No, that's awesome.
So she's been with me since I was putting in 100-hour weeks, being a pizza cook and snow park manager. So she's seen like from the very start of like, yo, this dude's a psycho when it comes to work. Like, but it works. Like we have yes, we are young. We're both 21, but we have a super mature relationship because my life has forced me to mature really quickly, which obviously matures any relationships around me. So with that being said, like she
gets it.
She definitely makes fun of like my podcast voice all the time.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Sam,
Figured.
this isn't a podcast. Stop talking to me like you're on a podcast.
Hey.
I'm like, sometimes I can't help it just because like we have fun with it, but she's overall like super understanding of this and my dreams and what I'm trying to do, and we really support each other going back and forth. And again, we've had downtimes, we've broken up in the process and gotten back together a few times, and again, that's young. That's
And she gets it,
any
though.
relationship.
Because
but
if you have to put this hours in, she gets it, right? Like,
Absolutely.
you're gone. Sam's gone. I know everybody wants Sam. He's got to do his thing, but she's good with it, right? Because there's some hours, Ren. You're probably, and like if you get some big deals, you got to go. You got to take off. There's not. You can't get a deal and be like, hold on, wait, let me run it by. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's been probably like 3 out of the last 5 weeks, I've had to pick up my bags and go to LA for a week on less than 24 hours notice. So it's like she needs to be okay with
tough.
that stuff. I'm like, yo, we move fast. And
Hey,
like, we need to
God
move
bless
fast.
the significant
So,
others.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
They are the true MVPs in our little hustling
That is
story.
true.
All right, final question.
Ooh, hit him with it. Hit him with
Thumbs
it.
up.
Hit him with
yay
it.
or nay? Hustle
Oh,
porn.
Gosh, dude, don't make like
Yay or
don't-
nay?
Don't do that. 'cause
Nay.
it-
I'll go with it.
Oh,
Nay.
you
I'm gonna go
nay.
with a nay too.
I'll
You
go
guys
with-
go
I'll
nay?
go
I'm
with
going nay.
I'm on yay self-awareness, nay hustle porn.
Yeah.
Because it comes down to like, what do you want? If the relationships around you are suffering, and if the relationship with yourself is suffering,
See, you can
Then is it worth
you
it?
can
Okay,
share
okay.
you can share the hustle without the porn part.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Nah, I'm gonna say for me right now, it's been all right. Like I need to focus because I'm high energy, dude. I'm losing my mind if I just sit, right?
So you need to be fed that.
So I think for me to like live and be happy and enjoy everybody around me, I gotta be moving, man. I gotta be hustling. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Like I'm in. I'm thumbs up. I'm thumbs up.
I said nay.
Martin.
You
Yeah.
said nay?
I said nay.
But Martin, you don't stop, dude. What are you talking about, dude? You're moving. You're
yeah, but
vlogging.
I don't.
But I feel like you've found, like from the outside, it seems like you've really found your groove of like, yo, I know when to hustle, I know when to.
Yeah, but I don't feel this need to consume that content
okay.
or tell everybody.
Yeah, but hold on.
stay tuned.
Yeah, but are you
and,
getting,
look
'cause
at all these moves
no,
I'm making.
No,
and
man, Martin's, but are you because you're getting older now though?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because you're getting older? And no cap right now. No capping right now. Because I'm telling you,
know.
bro. Because you've changed. I've seen you. Because you like the.
maybe I'd be singing a different tune like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know.
Thank you. Because I've known you for a while, and now I think you have had time to slow down a little bit. And
That's
I think
true.
you like it because I've seen.
Now that I caught
you're-
my carrot.
you're like a fine wine man now.
I'm probably
Now-
guilty. I'm probably super hypocritical. But
Okay. I'm just saying because before back in the day, I can bring up some old stuff. Don't
I know
let me
you
show.
probably could. Don't maybe bring up the sound bites.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Sound bites and you're doing everything.
How dare you?
That's why you're Houdini, bro.
How
You're
dare
Houdini,
you
man.
threaten me like that?
Do you guys meditate?
I do.
Dude, I do.
Yeah,
Like I
game
talk
changer.
to bro, this is awesome. I talk to myself, my wife, my kids think I'm crazy, but it's like stuff that I just need to slow down. But that's what I'm trying to say.
Take a minute.
Yeah, take a minute. And
Take a
just-
minute. That's okay.
It's
Share
okay.
that. Share
Share
that
that.
hustle porn. Just take a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you meditate?
Every day.
Is it like so? Okay, give me a ritual before we're out because I think this is huge.
Yeah, we could just meditate us
yeah meditate
out
us
of
out.
our first episode.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way, for coming on our first episode.
Thank you for having me on.
What a great guy, man.
This is amazing.
He's a great guy.
Meditate us out. Give us some wisdom or something.
Yeah.
Or,
I love it. Just give me
no pressure.
no pressure. Just some tips. What you do
Because
to
if
calm
it's
down.
not good, people aren't going to listen to our second episode. So this really the future of this
We're
podcast
putting
is
everything
all on you.
Sam. I love it.
I'll ask one simple question. What is the one thing you have guaranteed from the second you are born to the second you die?
Choice.
Ooh,
You can choose
dude,
to.
Sam, that's sweet. I think. I mean, before you, so you. Oh man, that's a tough question. I guess you.
One
can,
word.
Breathe.
Yep. Your breath.
Oh my God.
Your breath.
I love that.
The
Dude,
breath.
This guy,
the
like,
breath is the only thing we have from the second we're born to the second we die. When are you ever taught how to breathe and how to control your breath and how that influences your feelings and your stress levels and everything on how you feel about yourself?
And you know what? This resonates with me. I have asthma. This guy's on fire. This guy, I have to. If I go hyperventilate, I got to slow it down, or I'm going to go night, or I'm going to have to go to the hospital, or use my meds. So I've learned that at an early age, but that is genius,
Dude.
Gosh, this guy's
in a stressful situation. Like I could make myself way more stressed out right now by
yes.
by just breathing super heavy, super fast. But at the same time, I can get my heart rate way up. But then also
Come back. Dude,
You
this
can
guy
also
just
come
brought me
back.
into the Zen mode. Dude, this guy is the man. Dude,
I like that a
Oh
lot.
my, like I'm just tripping.
Now I
right
need a nap.
No, I'm
Right?
tripping though. That's amazing because no one's ever taught. Now I'm gonna go to my kids. Hey, you gotta take 2 minutes and you gotta breathe right now. That's awesome, dude.
Key.
And how many times like do we wake up instantly, scroll on your phone, scroll on TikTok, Instagram, blah blah blah, to the very
I'm guilty.
last second of the day?
Right. Till like me, your phone falls and hits your forehead.
Yep, until you're
Pass
out.
in bed.
How much time do you spend just completely alone with yourself? Because there's no one else that you spend more time with than yourself.
That's real talk. This
Right.
is real, recognized, real talk. These are gems. Man, this first show, I'm
Dude.
telling you. So if we take off, you know Sam's got to get credit now.
Oh,
Jeez.
100%,
But if
100%.
But if it goes bad, Sam gets
all
that
on me.
credit.
It's still Sam's fault.
Dude, this is good, right? We got. Okay, I like this.
Thank you, bro, for
Dude.
coming on the show, for gracing us on our first episode.
Yeah.
And your
Awesome.
wisdom and stuff. You're a cool dude, man. I've always enjoyed our friendship and relationship and known you for as long as I have, and I'm glad.
And I'm getting excited to just follow you, get to know you, because honestly, this first encountering, fantastic, phenomenal. I like your vibe. Just even scrolling down, I like your stuff, man. Keep doing you, man. Keep being positive. Just keep affecting the world, man, because we need more people like you, man.
Thank you, man.
All
Thank
right.
you guys.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks.
Cheers to good humans.
Let's go. We're outie. Thanks for listening.
Catch us on our social at Said No One Pod.
See you next time. Let's go.
This show recorded and produced at Edge Podcast Network, edgemke.com, and brought to you by the National Podcast Association, nationalpodcastassociation.com. The next topic you never knew you wanted to hear about.
You ever try and like want to FaceTime someone and you find out they have an Android phone and then you got to mess around with Google fucking Hangouts and Zoom and all that other stuff?
Yeah, exactly. And like, I am an Apple fanboy, but I don't think I'm a fan. I like everything to be the same so that I just figure in my head it works together, right? You know, that's my problem, you know, but like I could see you want the AirPods, you want this, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. And I get that. And honestly, I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm not going to lie.
It's a bad thing. I annoy the shit out of people. I annoy people.
Yeah, but if everything is Apple though, I mean, why would you want to? It's like matching your clothes or you gotta match. So
well, that's
I don't think
another
it's a bad thing.
Another thing that you just said, matching your clothes. like sneakers.
That
like
can't be a cult thing, is it? Well, sneakerheads?
Sneakerheads.
Ooh,
that can get pretty culty. That can get
that
pretty
can.
culty. Flat earthers. Now that's honestly it's 2021 and there's
here we go,
there's
here
a
we go.
there's a Facebook group with almost 300,000.
No way.
300,000 people, and they have conventions and stuff. And like, dude, it is like a cult. They're obsessed. If you post something about SpaceX or anything where the Earth is round, dude, they come at you hard and fast, and they are relentless.
That is true. I mean, then you got all those comic books. Like,
for sure,
dude. That's a huge one.
So I guess here's my question. Here's what we'll get into with cult culture. Is it a bad thing? What are some of the levels? Is there because there's some that are harmless. Being an Apple fanboy, flat earthers really that's not really a threat. But you can get into some pretty crazy culty groups.